What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now before I get started, shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. We have been grinding for this gear for a long time, and I've been the only crazy one to put them all together. This is my all perfect build. This is the perfect build. Meaning of that is the gear items I am using are all named items with perfect talents, bringing it an all perfect build. Self-explanatory, right? But alright, I am Kamikazevondoom. If you enjoy this video in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and mash that like. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe and mash that notification bell. If you guys have any questions at all about this build, hit me up in the comments section below. And yeah, you will have to go into the dark zone to get some of these gear items. But this is my DZ PvP build right now, and I don't think I'm going to change. This is a really stupid OP build with buffs on buffs on buffs on buffs. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it. This is my all perfect build, the perfect build. Starting off with this specialization, Demolitionist. I'm using this for multiple reasons. One being the small laser pointer I get for the FAMAS. Another one being the damage to targets out of cover for me and my teammates. The explosive damage. The specialization being the grenade launcher in the dark zone is pretty much a one hit, and it is really, really nice getting those one hits in clutch situations. And yeah, it's really fun. I chose to do two of the same subcategory, with this being an all named gear build for the most part. You're using the Fenris chest piece, so it's only smart to use an AR. So I use two of the most popular used ARs in the game right now, being the FAMAS and the Eagle Bearer. And my sidearm is the double barrel sawed-off, which, you know, I'm really not going to use, but if I have to, it is hitting at 241.7k with premeditated, allegro, and recharged. Like I was saying, I'm using the FAMAS and the Eagle Bearer as my secondary. The FAMAS is a replica, so yes, I did have to craft this FAMAS, and it took a long time. But the wait was worth it, because I have a 21.1k base damage FAMAS with close and personal, allegro, and Zen. The only thing I'd probably change on this is get rid of Zen for, you know, protected deploy, protected reload, maybe stop, drop, and roll, what have you, doesn't really matter. But more importantly, it comes with close and personal. Killing a target within 7 meters grants you 50% weapon damage, which is insane. And it is for 10 seconds. And the requirement, 5 or more reds. So you'll start to see a trend on why the build is set this way, because it's pretty much gonna have to be set this way. The Allegro bumps up my rate of fire by 10%, giving me that 990 RPM. And then Zen, yeah, you can take it or leave it. The weapon mods, I chose the Rugged Mini Reflex for the 5% crit chance, and the laser pointer, like I was telling you guys, from the Demolitionist, granting me another 7%, so I have 12% crit chance just from the two weapon mods. I chose the Flash Hider for the crit hit damage, because I already have pretty high crit chance. And the Sturdy Mag, as of TU6, you can put magazines on the FAMAS, and I chose the Sturdy Mag for the 20 round, you know, upping me to 50 rounds total. My secondary is the Eagle Bearer, the infamous Eagle Bearer, the nerfed Eagle Bearer, whatever you want to call it. You get this out of the raid. It is an exotic drop, and There was that glitch a week or two ago where you could have gotten it out of the raid and discover mode, but for now on, it's going to be only normal, and you can either get it by killing a boss in the raid on normal or by opening up the chest at the end of the raid on normal. Now, there are multiple advantages of using this weapon. Number one being the base damage is still at 25.3k, which is pretty decent. And also this holstered talent, Protected Fire. While holstered, you gain 10% bonus armor while firing your current weapon. So I primarily use the FAMAS, and at 21.1k base on that FAMAS, granting this 10% bonus armor while I'm firing it just makes it even more reason to face tank. Before I get into each of these named gear items, let's do a little overview of the build. It is a 10-4-2 build, 10 in the red, 4 in the blue, 2 in the yellow. There's not much wiggle room. You could move some reds over to yellows, but that's about it, you guys. You have to have 4 blues for that perfect clutch, and we'll talk about that whenever we look into the gloves. But right now it's a 10-4-2. My current base damage on the FAMAS is at 21.1k, and then I have just over 200k armor and 51k health. I have the named Douglas and Harding mask, named China Light backpack, the named Murakami knee pads, the Wyvernware holster, and the Fenris chest piece. The Punch Drunk is the name of these Douglas and Harding masks. I get the 5% accuracy out of the brand set bonus. I chose to run 10% crit chance as my red, and then it came with a blue at 22% hazard protection. The Punch Drunk comes with perfect concussion as the talent. So headshots give me 20% headshot damage for 2 seconds. And when you're hitting them in the head using the FAMAS, Eagle Bear, or what have you, you're going to hit them for more than a second or so. So if you just keep aiming for their head, you're going to get this proc and you're going to have the 20% headshot damage the rest of your magazine. So you shoot out your magazine to their face, you proc this extra 20% headshot damage, and have a nice day. It's smooth sailing with this build. It comes with a requirement of 7 or more reds, so even more reason why you have to spec into reds with this build. Like I said, named China Light backpack, the strategic alignment. Using China Light Industries, I get the brand set bonus of 10% explosives damage. The perfect talent that comes with the strategic alignment is Perfect Spark. And Perfect Spark, you damage an enemy with a skill or explosive of any kind, and it gives you 20% weapon damage for an additional 15 seconds. That requirement is 9 or more reds. So you're starting to see how fixed this build is. It's very specific. The other talent that comes with this is skill duration. It's pretty nice, especially for the hive and the drone. You could use a turret, what have you. Duration is always nice. The attributes came rainbow, yellow, red, blue. The yellow skill haste at 24%. It's okay, pretty decent. I rolled 10% weapon damage because that's the highest I have. And the armor roll pretty low at 9,000, but it is purely RNG at this point. The one mod slot that comes with this backpack is a yellow. I chose the highest reload speed I could at 4.5%, and the skill power and confusion duration is just a bonus. The named Fenris, the Ferocious Calm. And, yeah, the Fenris gives you 10% AR damage, and with it being named, it comes with a perfect talent being Perfect Berserk. 10% weapon damage for every 20% depleted armor. So if you're running around with no armor, you get another 50% weapon damage. Insane. It requires 7 or more reds, and keep in mind, with Perfect Berserk, you can only use it on a shotgun, SMG, LMG, or an AR. Right now, at the DZ West vendor, you could pick this one up. It comes with Destructive, granting me another 40% explosive damage. So using Seeker Mines, Bombardier Drones, what have you, you could proc that explosive damage or throw grenades. As simple as that. And not only are you getting all that extra damage, but you are also proccing your Perfect Spark. The attributes that came on this, 2 reds and a blue. Headshot damage at 16.5%. Ever more reason why you want to proc that Perfect Concussion, because you're going to get the 20% off of that and the 16.5%. It's really self-explanatory. The health that came with this at 20,000, not bad. It's okay. I wish it was higher. I rolled weapon damage on here at 14.5%. It comes with one mod, being a red mod slot. I chose weapon damage and AR damage at 6%. The gloves, like I was telling you guys earlier, Death Grips. This is the named 511 gloves. Comes with Perfect Clutch. Now, before I even get started with that, Perfect Clutch requires 4 or less blues. So yes, the max blues you could run on this build is 4. So just remember, you can only go as tanky as the attributes will let you, because you are relying on only 4 good blue rolls. With it being 511, I get the 5% protection from elites, which is nice in the DZ, because a lot of times you're either getting ambushed or you're next to a landmark, what have you, patrols, and it's always nice to get a little bit less incoming damage from those yellow bars. These gloves come with 2 reds. Luckily, I got crit chance at 3%, and then I rolled 12% AR damage. With it being Perfect Clutch, having such high crit chance as I do on this build, every critical hit restores 25% missing health and restores 2% missing armor with every crit hit. So if you run high crit chance on this, you can sustain yourself just off of hitting them and critting on the enemy. Going down to the knee pads. The knee pads are named Murakami. This is the Emperor's Guard. This comes with Perfectly Cloaked. And the Murakami brand set bonus I get out of this is the 8% health. Pretty nice. Now, Perfectly Cloaked, when your armor is depleted, nearby enemy skills are disrupted for 15 seconds. And this can occur every 15 seconds. This is a really, really nice PvP talent, especially with everyone running their skills nowadays. All they have to do is take off your armor. You are getting your Perfect Berserk. You are also messing up all of their skills with Perfectly Cloaked. You're healing yourself with Perfect Clutch. If you're hitting them in the head, you're getting that headshot damage from Perfect Concussion. And if you're using the right skills, you could have your Perfectly Spark. And then this holster. Man, wait until you see this holster. But the Emperor's Guard knee pads right here, I put at 9% crit chance as the attribute. And Murakami come with 1 blue mod slot, so I threw armor and total armor on there. Now this holster is the cream of the crop. The Claws Out holster, Wyvern Wear, giving me that crit damage from the brand set bonus. but more importantly, it comes with perfect bloodlust. Now, perfect bloodlust, if you swap your weapon, you get 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. It only lasts for 5 seconds, but all you have to do is switch weapons and then switch back. So if you use two of the same subcategory, i.e. two assault rifles, more specifically the FAMAS and the Eagle Bearer, then you are constantly proccing this bloodlust. So you are, alright, before I even finish with the holster, you are getting 20% off of the bloodlust. If you kill them and you're in their face, you get that close and personal proc at 20%. If you're shooting them in the face and hitting them in the head, you get the perfect concussion to proc. If they are shooting you or you're getting hit in any way, shape, or form, you're going to proc your perfect berserk. And if that's getting procced, then you can heal yourself with the perfect clutch. And if you're throwing grenades or you have seeker mines or whatever, you can proc the perfect spark. All of this combined, and you also get the extra bonus armor from the Eagle Bearer because that's your secondary. So you could be face tanking them with 220k armor, but you are getting all of these procs at once. This is the perfect build, you guys. This thing is nuts. The only thing I wish is that I could have a little bit more armor or health, something, but the buffs and the damage that come out of this, insane. Now let's finish with the holster. You get 16 crit hit chance off of the attribute that I rolled, and then it comes with one red mod slot. I threw in there more AR and weapon damage at another 6%. Now remember, perfect bloodlust, you need a minimum of 7 or more reds. And spark, you need a minimum of 9 or more reds. Clutch, you need a max of 4 blues. So the only real way you could change this build is by making it a 943 or keep it like it is right here at a 1042. So when you lose your armor, you're also proccing the perfect cloak, disrupting their skills. Then you have your perfect berserk, hitting them for so much more damage, and you're healing yourself with perfect clutch because of all the crit hit chance. And as I mentioned the crit hit chance, let's go to the stat sheet. So this is for the FAMAS, 21,114 weapon damage. In PvP, weapon damage 14.5k. I have 50% crit hit chance. The max is 60, so you could get lucky with RNG and get a couple more crit hit chance rolls. But 50% is really nice, especially for that clutch. I have 37 crit hit damage and 81 base headshot damage. And then you tack in all the other buffs. This thing is a freight train. For my damage bonus, I have 26.5% all weapon damage bonus and 47% AR damage bonus. So with those, you have 73.5% damage bonus. 73.5. And then add in the health damage whenever you knock off their armor, and whenever you hit them with your skill to proc your perfect spark. Remember that you have 75% more explosive damage. So with this being a perfect build, I have perfect spark, perfect berserk, perfect concussion, perfect clutch, perfectly cloaked, and perfect bloodlust. Going down to the defense tab, 200,922 armor and 50,998 health. Protection from elites from the 511 at 5%. I have 50% pulse resistance and 22 hazard protection So everything but burn resistance is at 22, and I have 42 burn resistance. Under the skill tab, I have 24 skill haste, and I have a chem launcher and a drone. Going over here, looking at the drone and the hive that I use. The drone is the striker drone. I use this to proc my spark, and then I throw grenades and get that explosive damage. The hive, I use the booster. Basically, if they throw down a skill, I can throw down my booster, sprint at them. They take down my armor. My armor disrupts all their skills. I can use perfect berserk and perfect clutch and go to town. It is very nice. So I choose those two, and I choose the concussion or the frag, whichever one you guys want to use. And that is it, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed it. This is the perfect build. All named items, all perfect talents. Don't forget, hit that like, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions at all, hit me up in the comment section below. Shout out to the DoD, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.